Welcome, fellow Draft League addicts. It is I, Jay Jingles, bringing you guys the first reveal officially of the DDL. I kind of teased a little bit towards the end of the WDL season that I was covering. It is now completed. Now we are casually and seamlessly moving into the DDL season, and we don't have a whole lot for you today, but we do have the team reveal. I did the draft. The draft is now complete. This video, I'm going to be giving you guys my team. I'm going to be going over why I drafted my team, everything that the team does, what it's designed to do, maybe a little bit of strategy. And then there's actually a fun little thing that I did that I'm going to show you guys in the team reveal. And I'll be playing that in just a second for you guys. I put a little bit of effort into that just for a little bit of fun, and I hope you like it. But at the end, stick around to the end, because I'm actually going to finally reveal who is actually in and playing in the DDL. Who's going to be playing? I don't know. Is it me? I think so. It's going to be me. And let's hop in. I'll see. Enjoy.
No clue who that might be.
Take a guess.
King Kung Fu Panda? It's like a demon looking love thing, like.
The name, this is Celestis or something. Celestia, I think Celestia.
I've seen this Pokemon. It's a fairy type. I know this. I know that it's like a keychain. Geode Toad Man. Gengar.
Everybody knows Gengar.
Yeah.
Oh, Gengar.
Everybody knows
that one, yeah.
Oh, Gengar. Okay,
Gengar!
Gargoyle or Gengar or whatever it's called?
Tauros of sorts.
Trojan horse.
Yeah.
Trojan horse.
No clue who that might be.
That's Electricoid.
Oh, Ampharos. I love him. He's my favorite.
So there you have it. It is the Toronto 6 team, 10 Pokemon. I hope you really enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun talking to people in downtown Toronto, just to kind of help them reveal the team in a funny way. Clearly, not many of them knew about Pokemon. Some did, some didn't. But it was a fun little thing to do. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that, like I kept saying. But so let's dive into the team itself, what it does, why I picked things, how the draft went. So there are a couple of people in the draft that kind of wanted what I wanted. So we chatted a little bit. I had the 9th overall pick. I'll kind of get into who picked what next week when I do more so the rest of the teams in the league and things like that. But so the way it went, I had 9th overall out of the 10 players. There are 10 coaches. We're going to be doing 7 weeks of the regular season, and there's going to be 2 rounds of playoffs. So semifinals and then finals. Just like the WDL did, but we have 10 teams instead of 8. So I was 9th overall, and I had a little bit of a plan. I knew it was like a little risky. When it comes down to draft, you like to have multiple plans if you're lower in the draft order. So my number 1 that I wanted was Chiyu. I had a feeling it wasn't going to fall to me. I was talking to some of the other players higher than me, and one of them said, I'm definitely getting Chiyu if it's there. I went, well, there goes that plan. Not really much of a plan, but it's gone. As fast as it came, it went. And then I actually had 2 draft plans. I figured I would get one of the 2 maybe. Again, I was hoping, based on how the draft was going, it was actually becoming more of a reality. I wanted to build a team around Chien-Pao. And then there was another team that I wanted to build around Raging Bolt. So I had 3 plans. Figured it was pretty safe to get one of those 3 by the time I got to 9th, and then my second pick, I'd be able to kind of round out that core a little bit better, maybe the initial strategy. But two picks before mine, Raging Bolt went, and I went, oh, well, there's still Chiempao there. The pick right before me, Raging Bolt goes. Actually, it was vice versa. It was actually Raging Bolt, then Chiempao went, and I'm sitting there, it's ping, it's your turn, Jay, and I'm like, I have no plan. I literally have no plan. I have nothing. I had all these draft plans for those other Pokemon. They're all gone. And I remember I messaged Riley. I'm using my phone right now. I was messaging Riley. And I was just, Riley, I need help right now. I just got sniped. I need you right now. Calling in a friend. Phone a friend. So we hopped on and we came up with a little bit of a draft plan. It is a little easier knowing what is available on the draft board as it's there. And we decided to settle on Gouging Fire, a very, very good Pokemon. I would not have been surprised if this thing went first overall. Dragon Fire is an incredible typing. As you guys can see on the screen, a little bit of graphics I have for you. By the way, thank you very much to Aloe. Another blessing that Aloe has given us. Aloe has done beautiful graphics for us, offered, and is going to be making graphics for us all season. Mine specifically, but you have like the matchups, the Pokemon charts, things like that. A lot of the graphics are going to be done by Aloe, so thank you very much for Aloe. Appreciate that. And hope everybody enjoys it and it just makes it a little bit more fun. You know, I wouldn't have done any of that because I'm not artsy at all. So as you guys can tell. But anyway, getting into the team. So Gouging Fire was my 9th overall pick, first round. And I picked it because it knocked off my fire type and it knocked off my dragon type. I was able to run it very, very bulky if I wanted to. And pretty much like a good standard of what is a good Pokemon is, do you hate facing it? And I had never had Gouging Fire before until now, and I hate facing it every single time, and I'm just like, you know what? Let's get it. You know, I'm sure we can build around it. So I think we picked like the first two, because I didn't want to just pick it and say whatever, and now it's my pick again. I wanted to get my first two because the wheel pick goes 10 and 11 right away, then it's back to me at 12. So then I figured I would get Gouging Fire, then Ogerpon. These two knocks off my fire and my grass type, gives me redirection because Gouging Fire does, it is able to set up dragon dances as well. It's a very bulky Pokemon, so spread moves with that much bulk. It's got 121 defense and a 93 special defense with 105 HP. Very, very bulky Pokemon, very, very good typing. And I figured with a little bit of redirection, if I wanted it, it would go a long way. So I figured I can knock off 2 offensive pieces, 2 support pieces, and my fire and my grass type at the same time with 2 picks. And I figured that was pretty safe. So that's the way we went with the first 2 picks of the draft. So I mentioned Gouging Fire is a very all-around good Pokemon. You can set up yourself. It is a very heavy Pokemon, so Heat Crash is probably going to get used the majority of the time, but there are other fire moves. Like, for example, there's Flame Charge as well, which we saw on Koraidon throughout all of Reg G and Reg I. So Flame Charge could be a way to go. I can attack and get my +1 at the same time. I've got a little bit of healing. There's Outrage, there's Roar, Snarl. I can run like a booster energy set with Snarl, and I can run it with Breaking Swipe, so drop the 2 offensive stats. I can go for Howl. Howl's another really good strategy as well. Where is it? It's right there, boosting both me and my partner's attack stat. Scale Shot, we've seen it on Dragonite and Reg H a lot. And we also saw it a little bit on Koraidon, not too much, loaded dice sets. But again, just a very good kit, a lot of different ways of running it, and very, very bulky. And not to mention a Protect on steroids, Burning Bulwark. If I get hit by a contact move when I'm using this, which is kind of a Protect, my opponent attacking me gets burned. So good for fake outs, good for any physical attackers that wants to go for like maybe a solid ground move or whatever it might be. Or even a dragon move like Outrage or Dragon Claw or something like that. I can just burn them at the same time. That'd be really, really nice. The only problem is it's only damaging attacks, so it has nothing to do with like Encore. It can't stop taunts, can't stop anything status. So unfortunately I can't stop that, so I have to use it sparingly each week. So that's the Gouging Fire, and not to mention Dragon is just a great defensive typing. Like if you guys look at this thing, it's only weak to Ground, Rock, and Dragon, and it resists Steel, resists Bug, resists the Quad, resists to Grass, resists the Electric, Quad resists Fire. Yeah, this thing is very, very nice, and neutral hits aren't going to do a ton to it because it's just so bulky, right? Ogerpon Cornerstone, there was an element of how expensive things were. I know that Gouging Fire, when I picked it, it was worth 18 points. It was at a 20. I do believe I'm going to include a link to the fan doc in all of our videos as well, along with the other players. We'll have it included there, and we're going to update it every single week, so you guys will be as updated as we are. So you can go have a look at the tier list if anybody wants to see it, maybe see what kind of team you would have built and along those lines. But I decided to go for Gouging Fire first at 18 points. There were some better Pokemon at 20 that were still available, but I decided to go for this. And Ogerpon Cornerstone. The Wellspring, I did want Ogerpon Wellspring, and it was available, but it was worth 20 points. I didn't want to spend that much on it. I figured there were a lot of really nice water types a little bit later in the draft. I usually save my water types for later because there's so many good ones. Like Vaporeon was very cheap, and Clawitzer was really cheap, and Milotic, as you can see a little bit later, was really cheap. So I was able to wait till later to get my water type, just being strategic about it. So I got my grass type, my redirection, more offense, and so on and so forth with this Ogerpon as well. And they cover each other very well, as you can see. We've got so Ogerpon has a bug switch in for the Gouging Fire. The steel switch in is the Gouging Fire as well. And we'll get into the next pick as well, because I did have some picks I wanted later, so I wanted Ogerpon to cover those as well. Ogerpon, no surprises here. Like, it gets the Ivy Cudgel. It is the best rock move in the game as far as I'm concerned, next to that move on Iron Boulder, which is what Iron Boulder, what is it called again? I think it's Mighty Cleave. Yeah. So the only reason Mighty Cleave might be considered better is because it breaks through Protect, but Ivy Cudgel has a high crit rate, which is really nice. Let me see. Yeah, high crit ratio, 100 power stab, neutral, like not neutral, but 100 power move, can't miss, fantastic. It's not many things resist rocks, so I figured it was really nice. Gets the Follow Me, it gets the Taunt, it gets the Wood Hammer, which you probably don't want to run because I have to navigate my Sturdy ability, so it may be Trailblaze, it may be Power Miss, you know how I like missing Power Whips at 85%. Or I could run, what's it called? What's the other one? Horn Leech is another one. It really all comes out of damage calcs, so I'll have to kind of trade off here and there. But redirection with Sturdy is very nice, because sometimes when you use Follow Me, like with the Clefairy, you go for Follow Me, and the attack is so powerful it KOs the Clefairy, then the second attack can go into the partner you intended to protect. So with Sturdy, it makes it so it has to be a double tap if I'm at full health, which is really, really nice. Unless it's like a double hit move, which there's some kicking around as well. Not sure how many double hit moves are going to knock out this Cornerstone. Yeah, so that might actually give me what I need to set up as well. And we do have a Tricker mode, which is coming later as well. Ogerpon Cornerstone, no surprises, just really nice across the board. A very, very good Pokemon. High base stat, speed, decent bulk, decent offense out of the box. Just a nice all-around good Pokemon. So for 16 points, why not? My next pick, I decided to go for Enamorous Therian. The one thing that stood out to me is how inexpensive it was. My goodness, it was 11 points only. Primarina, I believe, was at 15 or 16, which I would have loved to get Primarina. I love Primarina when I play draft. I actually draft it too much. But I figured I would, again, with the water type being, I have a bunch of them later. Milotic actually was on my list a little earlier, so I definitely wanted to get it sooner than later, so I kind of got it right in the middle. But Enamorous Therian, 135 special attack, super, super bulk. It's a Trick Room sweeper. I love in my Trick Room going for the Fairy special physical ground in my Trick Room. That way, if you set Trick Room, there's no defensive terror they can go through to actually counter both of those. Because anything that Fairy is resisted by is weak to... anything that resists Fairy moves is weak to ground, such as Poison, Steel, Fire, things like that. So I wanted to get my Fairy ground in my Trick Room, and I got it. And not to mention the flying type's a little nice, so I can go for Earthquakes, but we'll get into that a little bit later. But Overcoat, very, very underrated ability. So if I can get around Rage Powder, any sort of Sleep Powder stuff, I'm completely immune. Like I believe I'm facing a Volcarona week 1, which I'll get into my matchup, not in this video, but another one once I reveal the players. But overcoat, when I do face a sand team, I'm not going to take any chip and things like, it's not the best ability in the world, but it is when you need it, it's beautiful. Like if you're facing an Amoonguss, it's fantastic. Especially with a poison, Pokemon that I could just attack around with like a Moonblast. So speaking of Moonblast, it gets it. It's very strong. It also gets Earth Power. We were talking about Ground Fairy. Well, this thing gets both of it. I think it was a mistake when Game Freak decided to give this thing ground coverage too, and a very good ground move in Earth Power. Not a lot of things get it, and it is very good. So it's very good there. And there's a bunch of fun things I can do with this as well. It does get Tailwind, Taunt, Weather Ball's kind of nice. What else? Yeah, there's some fun stuff. Like, I'm not going to get into really everything it can do, but Sludge Bomb is kind of cute, not going to run Superpower, even though it does get 115 attack. Maybe a physically Nemorous Therian could be there 1 week. I love Draining Kiss, by the way. Draining Kiss on a bulky Pokemon. Like, I don't even have to set Trick Room. You hit me, does maybe half my health because I'm super bulky. I hit you back with a Draining Kiss, I heal it all back, which is beautiful. And it hits really hard too. So that is Enamorous, one of my Trick Rooms. So I decided to go for this to get it early because the value of 11 points with a Pokemon that offers that much is just too good to pass up. So is it the best Pokemon in the draft? No, but I needed to save points so I can round out my draft so I'm not stuck with 7 usable Pokemon and then 3 Pokemon at the end I can't really use because they're not great, which some of the people did. You'll find out when you see their drafts, but I did not. The next pick I went for, this was actually a friend recommended this one, Cresselia. I've never used Cresselia. I've never wanted to use Cresselia. When I face it, it's not super threatening, but set up properly, it is a very, very good Pokemon that just eats and eats and eats hits and keeps things alive. So as you guys can start to see, there's a little bit of a theme developing with this team. So as of right now, we got bulky Pokemon, bulky Pokemon, bulky Pokemon, super bulky Pokemon, and we wanted to get a good Trick Room setter for the Enamorous Therian. So Cresselia does the job as well. So one of the things that Cresselia is known for, obviously setting Trick Room. One of the best ones at doing it, you just run a Mental Herb, you run Terra Ghost, and Magmarizer. Oh my goodness, I can't type. Mental Herb, and then you run Terra Ghost. That is almost a guaranteed Trick Room setup. Almost. It is so tanky that it's really hard to double tap this thing. And not to mention, you have to ignore my partner while you're double tapping this thing as well. And if you wanted to attack my partner, I could just start going for the other thing it offers, Lunar Blessing. So it actually allows me to heal any sort of status at the same time when I use it, and it allows me to heal 25% of my health, just like Life Dew, but it's just a Life Dew on steroids next to a bulky Pokemon. It is very, very annoying, and it also goes through Protect. So if you're not going to hit my Cresselia, you're going to go for the partner, I could just Protect or Burning Bulwark, as we mentioned, go for a Lunar Blessing, stay alive for another turn. It does get Ally Switch too, just to protect my my ground weakness Pokemon, such as the Gouging Fire as well, so it's something they have to look out for. I can even go for a skill swap. Nah, I can't skill swap a Photosynthesis Mon, but you get the idea, right? And it gets Helping Hand, it gets Icy Wind, it gets all these other fun things, Moonblast, Dazzling Gleam, Power Gem, Safeguard, all these T-Wave. Like, this thing is just the goal with using a Cresselia is to be as annoying as humanly possible. Just because if they want to, like, you protected the partner, do something with Cresselia. Protected the partner, do something with Cresselia. And then it just gets more and more annoying to deal with your side of the field. And the longer the game goes with a team like this, usually the better chance I have of winning. So just to stick with the theme of bulk a little bit more, Klefki. I love Klefki so much. When I was planning all of my draft plans, including the Raging Bolt Dream, the Chi-Yu Dream, and the Chi-Empao Dream, which I missed out on, I had Klefki on my radar. It was worth 10 points on the draft, and this thing is so valuable in draft. If you guys have never run Klefki before, it's not just a screen setter, guys. It is, think of it as you're countering archetypes. So what tools would you need in a given week in a regular season in draft? Well, you might be running facing a rain team 1 week. There's a lot of really strong rain teams. I know that Joey, what's it called? Pokeaim ran a very strong rain team. So anti-weather, well, Klefki gets Sunny Day. Super cool, so I can do that. Well, Jay, what about the sun teams? Well, I could set rain. So I with Prankster, very nice. Okay, well, what about like Psy Spam teams? Well, it does get Misty Terrain, Prankster Missy Terrain, so I can stop it if I really wanted to, and go from there. Oh, okay. Well, what about like the strong Tailwind teams? What about that? Well, it gets Trick Room. That's another one. Oh, what about if you don't want to go Trick Room? Well, I got Prankster T-Wave. Cool. You know, there's just so many things that Klefki can do, and on top of that, it can run screens. And just like Cresselia, if you ignore Klefki for too long, make it as annoying as possible to not ignore. I can start thunder waving things. I can start setting screens. I could start doing damage, because D-Gleam with this thing it does like 25% to most things. So if I protect with my partner, do something annoying with Klefki, protect with my partner, do something annoying with Klefki, it gets very, very annoying, and I could just whittle people down with a Pokemon like this. So Klefki gets a lot of fun things. The Calm Mind Draining Kiss set is another one offensively if they're not ready for it. I could go for Switcheroo. I can Switcheroo like a Lagging Tail. I can do like a, I don't know, like a Flame Orb onto something. I mentioned it gets Trick Room. I can Imprison, which is really cool. Metal Sound I could do. Does it get Screech? No, it does not. But Metal Sound, so a -2 special defense, and then I can hit with like a Gengar or something like that, which is coming later, and just delete something. Very, very cool stuff. And there's some other fun stuff in this kit that I would love to run, which may come out at some point this season. So I've Klefki'd before, just use it as a verb. I've Klefki'd before, so let's see if I can get an advantage on my opponents with it. Next Pokemon, sticking with the bulk. I'm going to bulk my opponents to death all season. We got ourselves a Milotic. We really, really, really wanted a Milotic on this team, because if you guys have been watching my Y draft videos, and I try to pick the perfect partners for a specific Pokemon. Gouging Fire, how do you deal with Gouging Fire? Well, you deal with Gouging Fire by maybe intimidating it. Oh, well, what if it runs a Clear Amulet? Okay, well, because Milotic does have the ability Competitive. It is able to hit things, so Fire type, so Gouging Fire can't really hit Fire type super well. Like it can, but it can't, but it can, but it can't, you know? So Milotic is able to do that as well. And again, I keep with this same idea of, if you're paying attention to, I'll do it on camera, with this hand, you're missing what this hand is doing. So if I have a Gouging Fire that's setting Dragon Dance or just attacking with Heat Crash, I could run a Choice Band set and just start doing damage like crazy, or Snarl or Breaking Swipe or whatever it is. And over here, I've got my Milotic that's going for Coils. That's pretty cool. Or I could start going for Muddy Waters, or I could start going for Haze just for my opponent. Icy Wind, Life Dew, again, getting my partner healed up. So Scald, one of the few Pokemon in the game that gets Scald anymore. There aren't a lot of them. If you're not sure what gets it, ooh, it gets Safeguard. That's another, I didn't even know that. There's very few Pokemon that get Safeguard. Check this out. Safeguard. Well, there's more than I thought, but a lot of these aren't, like Love Disc, I don't think you're really using a Love Disc. Dugong, not really. Chimecho, okay, fine, yeah. You know what I mean? Some get it, but it's not like Scald no one gets. Oh my goodness. Let me do that. So Scald. I can't say no one, but this is not going well. nothing gets this, and then you look at it, it's like, oh, that's a lot. I think it was maybe before the DLCs came out for Scarlet and Violet. It was more just like, yeah, not much got it, and then a lot of, like, Sinistcha wasn't in the game yet until the DLC. Maybe Inteleon wasn't in the game till later. Emboar might have been in the game till later. Colossal, Slowbro, Suicune, Vaporeon. You know, Vaporeon probably was in the game, but, or maybe there were like breeding moves or something like that, or maybe the TM wasn't available until the DLC as well. So, but I do remember it was hard to get. Trust me, take my word for it. But that's Milotic, and there's some other fun stuff as well, like Marvel Scale and stuff could be fun, and it's just, again, it's just really bulky, really annoying to stick around. The next pick I wanted to grab was Gengar. This was not a need pick. This was more of a want pick. It doesn't go along with my super bulk, but there aren't a lot of Pokemon on my team that want Focus Sash. So that's the other thing. When you're drafting a team, you definitely want to make sure that you're not fighting for items on a weekly basis. Like, I've seen teams that, I think I mentioned in the Wolfie Draft League, that I think Mountay had Blaziken, Inteleon, my memory right now. Oh, do I have the team right here? I think I do. Mountay, yeah. So he had Inteleon, he had Blaziken, he had Scraggy, he had Illumise, Meowscarada. All of those things want to use Focus Sash a lot of the time. So he probably had to navigate around that a little bit this season. that just passed, and it worked really well for him, but, you know, it was just a hurdle. You're kind of fighting against your own team in some cases. Let me make sure I don't select the wrong one. Where is it? Where is my team? I don't want a DDL team. There it is. I even labeled it. Anyway, yeah, so I figured that Gengar, there's no Pokemon on my team that really want to run Focus Sash, so Gengar was really good. It was also only 7 points, so that's just an absolute steal for what it can do. It's 130 special attack, hits very hard. Ghost is only resist by what, 2 things, Dark and Normal. So why not? And also just the move kit it has, right? So very, very nice pick. Wanted a little bit of out-of-the-box offense because my team was a little more set up. But I figured Gengar allows me to just kind of hit turn 1 if I wanted to, without using a damage boosting item. You could literally throw a Choice Specs on a Klefki and it would do just fine. So I'm not worried about my out-of-the-box offense. So just in case anybody was wanting to just run Haze against me and they'll be fine, yeah, try it. I'll be fine. But anyway, so that's Gengar. That was funny. Everybody in that video knew who Gengar was except for one guy. So sorry, buddy. If you're watching this, I apologize. Let me see. So Mudsdale. So just to round out my Fairy and my Ground Core for my Trick Room, Mudsdale was a very cheap Pokemon as well. Again, very, very, very bulky. Loves the Assault Vest item. Stamina. I can just make this thing almost unkillable and a win condition in itself. Iron Defense, Body Press. Just good ground moves across the board. I can Earthquake on this team pretty freely for the most part. And then it gets just a bunch of nice physical coverage moves like Heavy Slam, Rock Slide, things like that, and then just gets every ground move that you could possibly hope for. So not much to say about a Mudsdale. You actually don't see Mudsdale very often, so you usually see Ursalunas a lot in VGC right now, but I think Mudsdale has a place. 125 special attack. It's pretty strong out of the box, pretty strong, and its bulk is really good too, so it might not even necessarily need Trick Room, you know, so I could just run it, you know, standard, you know, not to outspeed things, but just don't set Trick Room, make them think I am, and I could just start going for damage, so that could be good too. Tauros Paldea, again, these last 4 picks of the draft, just to kind of get you in the mind of what I was looking at. So I looked at these 6 that I had and I was going, what was missing? So I didn't have a Fake Out user. I wanted to get a ground type. I had Mudsdale on my list. There was Donphan, there was Hippowdon, there was a few other ones. So I figured I didn't need to pick my ground type right away because there were so many of them available, just like I did with my water type earlier. This is a little bit of a tutorial on how to draft and things to look out for when you're drafting. But my water type I waited because there were so many options I'd be happy with, but my Lodic fit what I needed a little bit better. And Mudsdale as well. I had my ideal ground type, which was Mudsdale, but I waited a bit because there were other ground types still on the board, not to mention people had already picked ground types. So they were less likely candidates in my opponent's drafting the ground type that I wanted. So I waited and waited and waited. But I was missing out on an Intimidate user, I was missing out on a Fake Out user, and I wanted my ground type as well. So I had to think of what boxes did I want to check off with the last 4 picks of my draft. I went for Gengar just because the value was just so good, and it allowed me to make these 3 picks a little easier. Ampharos was on my radar for 1 point. I still can't believe how cheap it was, and I didn't have an electric type at the time. Ampharos doesn't really blow the doors off of anything, but it is strong enough. Say I'm facing a Gyarados 1 week or a nice water type 1 week. It could do the job. It's bulky enough to take a hit, give a hit, and just like a Pelipper 1 week. It might just be all I need to beat a Pelipper, right? So, but that being said, so once I grabbed the Gengar and the Mudsdale, I only had 5 points left to go for. And I know that stab close combat from so fighting type close combat like is very, very strong. 120 power fighting move I think is so valuable on a team, because like say you're facing an Archaludon 1 week, a close combat say from like, I don't know, a Mudsdale might not be enough. That extra 50% boost from it being stab might be enough. And because Paldean Tauros has 110 attack, there were some other ones, like there was like Hitmonchan and stuff I was thinking about. It didn't get Intimidate, but I got Fake Out, and I was looking at Scrafty, but I needed to not pick the Gengar and things like that to make it fit. So this is actually what I chose to do, and I got everything near the end of the draft. So I felt like I rounded this out kind of nicely. So Paldean Tauros gives me an Intimidate user. It's fast at 100 base speed. I was considering the Kanto Tauros as well, just because it was 110, but it didn't hit as hard. I wanted the close combat, you know what I mean? So again, the trade-off of what the Pokemon's role is. I've already got 2 Pokemon at 110 already, so I didn't really need the speed stat from the Tauros. They were the same price, so why not just get the fighting type stat? So that was nice as well. And Tauros just can do a bunch of different things as well. I wish it got coaching. Does it get coaching? I don't think it gets coaching. Let's find out. I think that was one thing. Yeah, it doesn't get coaching. I wish it did. I think that was one thing I was regretting not getting, because coaching my Gouging Fire would be amazing. And my Mudsdale and my Ogerpon and blah, blah, blah. And, you know. So, and the last pick of the draft, I had Ampharos. I talked about it a little bit already. In my opinion, when you're drafting, I think making the most out of your low value picks really makes a team good or bad. Because like if I drafted, say, 8 Pokemon that were very good and very usable, and then this one was like, I don't know, like, I'm trying to think of something not great, which isn't on someone like a Grookey or something. It's like, oh, they got the grassy terrain, but okay, it's Grookey. I don't really have to prep for that Grookey. Not really. And then the last one, it might have been like, I don't know, Meryl. Some people like getting the huge power off of it or something in some way. But I really am only prepping against 8 Pokemon. So with this team, you have to prepare for all 10. So there is no Pokemon on my team that you can ignore. Unless your team just hard counters it, and it's unlikely I'm going to bring it. Good matchups, bad matchups, all that fun stuff. You guys understand draft. I'm not really... You guys have, pretty much, if you guys are watching this, you have drafted or you're interested in draft. You're here to learn, but a lot of people, they are well aware of how to prep each week and things like that. But yeah, Ampharos, it gets a lot of really, really nice moves. Let me just get into the coverage it gets. This thing... Dazzling Gleam, Dragon Pulse, Meteor Beam, Power Herb stuff. And if I don't want to run the Power Herb, I can run Power Gem. It gets Volt Switch. It's just a bunch of really nice moves. And then on the support side, I get Cotton Guard, so a +3 defense I can get right off the bat. Just make it maybe set a light screen with Klefki, and then go for a Cotton Guard. Now my Ampharos is unkillable, which can then just run like a leftover set or something could be very good. It gets light screen and reflect. Yeah, sometimes they only get one of the two, which is stupid. Roar is nice. After You, which is kind of awesome, just in case I have Trick 'em Up or they set it on me. I can go for a min speed After You to make my faster Pokemon go first, which could be really good. Dragon Shear I could do to actually give the guaranteed crit moves to my... not the guaranteed crit, but unless I run the Scope Lens, I can run like Scope Lens on my Gouging Fire, and then Dragon Shear to my Dragon type, giving it a +3 crit ratio or crit rate, and then every move crits on that thing, and it's very, very strong. Eerie Impulse is very strong as well. Flatter, not many Pokemon get it. I think I have 2. Rain Dance, Sunny Day, and Magnetic Flux. I doubt it, but yeah, this thing could do quite a bit. And I think on the physical side too, it gets some stuff. Doesn't get like Breaking Swipe. Hold on, it gets Dragon Tail, which is nice, Endeavor, which is nice. Breaking Swipe it does get, so yeah, this thing could be really like, just run like a Breaking Swipe set with like Eerie Impulse, you know, and people attack the partner. I could just completely neutralize something with a single attack, right? So that could be fun as well. So that's basically the 10 Pokemon that I'm going to be using for the most of the season, unless I decide to make some transactions. But as of right now, the team's looking pretty solid. I like it. So the video isn't over yet. I'm going to go at the end before we leave. I'm going to go over the players that are going to be in the draft. I might do some sort of graphic just to let you know who's playing, but I'll talk about it. But I can't show you the doc just yet. Actually, you'll see the doc anyway and their teams and whatever. So I'll just mention it. I'm not going to mention their teams, but I didn't think there was a great way to do it on the doc. So Future Jay, edit in some sort of thing to let people know who's playing. But so question before I get into the teams that are playing my opponents for the regular season. What did you think of the draft? What did you think that I did right? What did you think that I did wrong? What synergy did I not mention that maybe you guys can give me tips? You know, if there's something that I'm unaware of. Who have you used on this team that you either really enjoyed? Did you not like them? I want to know what you guys think. So this is going to be a lot of fun this season, because before I was talking about 8 teams and I wanted to know what you thought about all 8 teams, all 8 players. This one's all about my team. you guys can talk to me directly on the Discord. You can talk to me directly in the comment section here. You guys can tell me what I did right, what I did wrong, what I should do. You could talk about the other players, and let's get the conversation going. Let's get the momentum going. This is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to start playing again. I've been watching all these other great players play for like a month and a half, almost 2 months now. I'm itching to play. And in my week 1, I've already got my team ready to go. I'm kind of antsy. I think it's going to do great. You guys are going to have a lot of fun watching the team. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think of the team. And yeah, let's have the conversation. Did I go too bulky? Am I missing anything? Did I miss any sort of tool that you guys think I should have that's really important? What did I do wrong? Let me know. All right, but without further ado, I am going to talk to you about the other players. So they are all YouTubers, every single one of them. You know what? Here's how I'm going to reveal it. I am going to go to their YouTube channel. Should I? Should I go to their YouTube channel? Jail. I'll just edit in the YouTube channel stuff after, but I'll tell you guys who it is. So in no particular order, the first overall pick that we had was Cisco Moo YouTube. Cisco Moo YouTube, I've gotten to know him over the years. Very good player, and his channel, he hasn't made content in a bit. He's been a little busy with some stuff, but very fun teams. I know he's made some theme teams over the years, and just a very entertaining person overall. Next player is John Luke VGC. I think I did a collaboration with him recently, and I don't even want to begin to pronounce where that team name is, but you guys will see it in the doc as well. John Luke VGC, very good VGC player, and I'll just kind of go quickly. This video has already been going along for a while. Some of these players, if you don't know them, go check them out. Maybe get familiar with them before we actually start diving into the season. But so let's look at this. Okay, just making sure we're still good. Camera's still good, by the way. Remember last video was a nightmare. The next player, you guys might know him from the post VGC events, doing breakdowns of them. Scooteezy is one of my favorite Aussies. Sorry, Uzi, you're not playing in the season, so right now Scooteezy is my favorite Aussie right now. But yeah, Scooteezy, again, I've chatted with for a little bit, and knows a lot about the game, very knowledgeable, and I haven't seen him play too much, but I would imagine he can practice what he preaches. So can't wait to see him in action as well. Drafted a very cool team. Next, we have none other than someone who doesn't know what not finishing top 8 in a VGC event feels like. We have Unironic Panda. So if you guys know who Panda is, it is Justin Tang. Justin Tang is very well known in the VGC community. He won his first, I believe, first 2 events, or first event he ever actually played. He is an absolute Draft League fiend. Played Draft League before he got involved in VGC, was very, very good in Draft League, and now is doing very, very well in the VGC community at tournaments. And I think he just finished top 8 at LAIC, and the week before the same thing at Vegas. So, and I get to face this person. Great idea, Jason. Anyway, moving on. So yeah, Justin Tang, gonna be a lot of fun to have around. Next player, Shuckle King. Shuckle King 87 is gonna be the Philadelphia Stunkies. You might know who this player is from SPL. Plays a lot of singles, but spent some time in the VGC SPL season as well. Did fairly well, made playoffs, did really well for himself, and looking forward to see him in action. Next, we have Alex U Splash, is another YouTuber that again I've gotten to know over the past mostly recent. We're in a Discord server together, and we've been chatting for a little bit. But very, very cool guy. One of my favorite Brits. I love him. And we kind of go back and forth and with our emoji games, so which is a lot of fun. Konami Please Nerf, if you are not familiar with this player, makes Pokemon content on the channel as well. One of the more players that I don't know as well as the others. This one, I actually had another player that was in and was unable to play. I'm glad they let me know before the season started, so I didn't have to find a replacement, and said, hey, unfortunately I overcommitted. I have a little bit going on right now. Can I give you another player who is also a content creator and loves Pokemon? And Konami Please Nerf is definitely that. The Sandshrew Crew is the team name. So again, I'm gonna get to know this player as well. I've watched a bit of content, did a little bit of diving into the channel, and fits right in with this. Zolrain is probably gonna be my arch nemesis. Was the one who actually sniped me, who ruined all my draft plans and made me panic and this and that. So picked right before me at pick number 8. So I won't tell you what the team was that was picked, but you'll be able to see it next week when I go over it, or if you check out the doc. and things like that. But Zolrain is going to be the Unburdened Graphi Eyes is the team name. Check out Zolrain's channel as well. And next one was me, so that's player number 9. We already went over me. We know who I am. And the last player is probably one of the more ones I'm excited of having in the draft. So Zem Tenor. Zem Tenor was... I watched Zem Tenor make tutorial videos on the psychology behind the game, and like a lot of the... Go check... If you want to learn how to be good at VGC, go check out Zem's channel. Maybe right after this, go check out Zem's channel. There are so many short form videos, maybe like 5-10 minutes, less than that, maybe 8 minutes, of just something very specific psychologically. It's like, hey, how to not get tilted in a game. And he really just talks for about 5 to 8 minutes or so about things that you will encounter and how to overcome those things. Another one's like building teams. When you're building, there was one of my favorite videos, go check it out. It's called Role Compression. How to compress roles with a single Pokemon on a team, and it works really well in draft as well. And I actually follow a lot of these principles that Zem has taught me from watching his channel, so I'm very grateful that Zem has joined us. And I can't wait to see all these players in action. This is going to be so awesome. I'm not going to get into the teams, guys. The season, week 1 is not going to start until... What is it? You're not going to see the first one until the week of... Where is it? I think the first battle comes out on the 12th, I think. Yeah, so we've got this week, which is the promo week. Next week is another promo week. And then the season actually starts the week after. So just so you know, all of the games are going to come out on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. I am probably going to reveal a Google Calendar if you want, just so you can actually download it to your phone so you know which games are coming out which day, so you can follow it along. Now that I've said it, I kind of have to do it and I can't forget it. I got a lot of good ideas that I just sometimes don't execute, but I just said it, so I have to. So Future J, make a Google Calendar with this schedule. So yeah, I'm super excited. So I told you guys to comment down below what you think of my team. Next week, I'm going to get into actually talking about their teams, where I rank them. I'll probably do something fun. I really hope you liked that downtown Toronto experience that I did, having Torontonians, fellow Torontonians, help reveal my team with a little bit of fun. Comment down below if you liked it. If you don't like the video, I don't know if I should do more of this, so like it or don't like it, but either way, I'm glad you guys had fun, and I really hope you guys stick around for the rest of the season. Thank you very much. Hit like, subscribe. If you actually haven't hit the little bell notification, I know people just say that just for a call to action or whatever you call it, but if you guys want to know when the battles are coming out, you have to hit the little notification. That way you get notified when the game comes out, and if you don't have time, just watch it later. But hit that little bell, but you got to sub first. So anyway, I'm not going to bug you guys and pester you too much, so thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.